So you've been seeing, hearing, and reading about AI all over the place. You want to implement AI as part of your work and for your team because you want access to the best technology, but at the same time, you don't know if it's the right time. You don't want to do it recklessly. You know there are risks associated with AI, and that's what I want to talk about today. I want to help you identify the areas of risk for AI and some ideas and strategies on how you can de-risk the implementation of AI so you can get the best of both worlds. So let's get started. The first thing I want to talk about is that AI has really seen incredible innovation this year. Language models are better than ever at mimicking human speech. It can write blog posts and press releases, poetry and lyrics. It's a lot of fun. But more specifically, how businesses are using AI are a number of different ways. First is research. A lot of teams are using AI to conduct research. So let's say you're preparing a piece of content. Usually a lot of research is involved. And instead of going through Google and clicking through all those links, a lot of teams are now using AI to synthesize information so that they can reduce the amount of time to do the research and be able to get right into creating content and having a partner that's really a researcher that's 24/7 available and knows everything there is to know about every topic. AI is also very good at generating content. So you can ask AI to write a blog post. You can ask AI to write an Instagram post. You can even ask AI like Midjourney and DALL-E to create images for your social posts. So really the possibilities are wild right now. But of course, there are risks. And what some of those risks are include the lack of oversight and accountability. So if you hire someone and you give them a task, and let's say they do a bad job. Well, you can sit down with that person. You can give them feedback. You can do proper training. You can do proper onboarding. You can ask them how they came to the conclusion to think that that was the right move. And that's how we normally work. Now, if AI does bad work or if AI makes a bad decision, there's no one to sit down with. There's no accountability. The way AI works is it's a bit of a black box. Even if you talk to the developers of AI, no one can really tell you concretely and precisely how AI came to a certain conclusion. And how language models and machine learning works is we throw a lot of data into these black boxes, and sometimes something great appears. But when it is suboptimal, no one can really explain how it got there. And that makes the iteration cycles a bit tricky. The other thing is questions around reliability and information accuracy. You need to know if you're using AI for work, is the concept of AI hallucination. That's when AI makes stuff up. And it can be very dangerous. You might ask AI for 5 data points and it'll give you 4 that are real. And the 5th one might be completely made up. And so, nobody really knows yet how to mitigate that, but we need to figure out, if we're going to implement AI, how do we safeguard against that with proper process and procedures of how we use AI. And last but not least, there is a presence of AI bias. Because AI is trained on human knowledge, it has the potential to amplify and echo any bias that is inherent in the data itself. And so we have to be very careful of that if we're using AI as part of our brand or content or communications work. Now, there are many ways to de-risk AI. That's good news, there are lots of things that we can do to make it safe and secure to use AI as part of our daily workflows. And here are some of them. The first I recommend is to choose tools that use AI rather than using AI itself. AI, I often describe as raw potential, just like how electricity is raw energy and raw potential. But when you wrap electricity in a tool, you get a microwave or you get an electric car. And I recommend you think about AI in the same way. If you think about how to implement AI as a general topic, you're very quickly going to land yourself in analysis paralysis because there's just so much possibilities. But instead, just stick to what are the problems of your business and then look for tools that use AI that can help you solve those problems. For example, here at Lumen 5, we run an AI-powered video creation platform, and we use AI to help our customers generate engaging video content. And so our AI is trained to do one specific task. And if you need engaging video content as part of your strategy, then Lumen 5 is a great solution to go with. And so that's an example of using a tool that uses AI as opposed to trying to figure out how to implement AI as a general trend into your business. There are lots of AI tools that are popping up every single day. Microsoft just announced that they're going to be implementing AI in Excel and PowerPoint and Word. And so just making sure that your team is using tools that are AI enabled is one of the greatest ways to start. And that way you can rely on third-party developers to figure out the safeguarding, the application, and making sure that it's fine-tuned to your specific purpose. So it's very likely that you'll have a suite of 5, 10, 15 different tools that are all AI enabled, but all tuned and built to solve specific problems within your business. Another thing I recommend is to develop internal best practices. So every company, every culture has a code of conduct of sorts, if you will. And classrooms are having this conversation all around the world. Teachers are trying to set the expectation. How should students be using AI as part of their coursework? And I encourage you to do the same for your company. Setting the expectation, should anyone on your team publish content directly from AI, or should there be a intricate review and auditing process? That's up to you, but creating documentation and setting expectations will create a culture of how AI is used in your organization, and setting those expectations and alignment is going to be really important to making sure that you get the results that you're looking for. Another strategy is to use AI to augment information as opposed to creating new information. Take, for example, on Lumen 5, we have a feature that uses AI to turn blog posts into engaging videos. So that's a good example of we're not creating new information, and so you can avoid the troubles of AI hallucination or bias. By augmenting information, we're taking a blog post and inheriting all of the information, voice, and tone built into the blog post that's already been published, that's already market-facing, and retelling that exact story in a new format, in this case, video. So augmenting content, inheriting characteristics from existing content is one way you can avoid the potential trouble of AI generating new, potentially false information. So I want to leave you with some practical next steps as well. One thing that I recommend is today or tomorrow, go and review your tools, all the tools that your team is using, and evaluate them for AI readiness. Are they already using AI features that are taking your team's productivity to the next level? Do they have any plans to implement AI? I encourage you to reach out to your vendors and really hold them accountable. Ask them, what is your AI roadmap? What is your plan to make sure that our team gets the best technology so that they can be the most productive, most effective, and most efficient amongst all of your competitors? So reviewing your tool providers and making sure that they are using AI. I also strongly recommend developing those expectations for how AI or those AI tools should be used on your team. Should everyone be auditing and reviewing AI work before publishing it? What are those expectations? Do you prioritize efficiency over quality? Maybe you want everything to be published straight to AI without a review process. That's a decision for you to make as a business leader. And last but not least, creating documentation, making sure that these expectations are written down and your team is always aligned on their attitudes and applications of AI. If you like this type of content, be sure to stay tuned. I plan to create many more videos to help you think through complex business problems, whether it's related to video, AI, or otherwise. With that said, hopefully that's been helpful for you, and I wish you the best of luck in implementing AI safely and securely for your team.